If you've ever taken a creative writing course or read a blog about writing, you've heard the motto, show, don't tell. But what does that mean? What's the difference between showing and telling? Telling is stating facts or opinions. It tells readers what they should think and feel. For example, Jim is old. The blue room was empty. She nervously waited. He felt happy. Showing describes a situation and creates a mental image. It can inform the reader what the character sees, hears, tastes, smells, feels, thinks, does, and says, if any of those are important to the story. Showing engages the reader because it gives him a reason to feel the character's emotion, and it makes the reader use his brain because he can draw his own conclusions. Generally, showing requires more words than telling. She is a talented singer is telling. There's nothing to engage the reader, nothing for him to imagine or connect with. He just has to take your word for it that the character is talented. Showing would be placing the character in a situation that shows she is talented, such as a singing competition. So here's an example of showing. I sat front and center in the packed auditorium, holding my breath and waiting for my cousin to appear. I had seen her perform dozens of times, but never in front of thousands of people or with judges who could decide the fate of her musical career. She waltzed onto the stage and leveled her gaze on each of the judges. My name is Monica, and I'm singing a song I wrote called Soaked with Rain. The crowd hushed as the music started, and Monica's clear alto filled the room. Her voice mingled with the piano, slow and melodic. She raised her voice and closed her eyes, bearing her soul through the chorus. A tear trailed her cheek while she sang of love and loss, of heartbreak and hope. As she held the final resounding note, I stood with the rest of the audience to clap and yell. The male judge was the first to raise his microphone. You sang of a stranger, but by the end of it, even I missed him. The reader can imagine the scene and decide for himself if it means the character is talented. Another big difference between telling and showing is that telling names emotions. She was nervous. Showing describes emotions so that readers know exactly what's going on and can imagine the nervousness themselves. For example, her heart raced and her face flushed as she neared the doorway. With sweaty, trembling hands, she held the speech that had kept her awake most of the night. So the best writing will contain both telling and showing, particularly showing the important parts that contribute to the plot.